that the people were not acting in a threatening way whatsoever. It was the SWAT teams on the other side that were pointing guns at us. It was the SWAT team, as they had been all week. It was the SWAT team on the other side that continued to bark orders, leave the area or we will shoot. We will use lethal force. That's what was happening there. And yet you see Reuters, you see Glenn Beck trying to spin this into the fact that the only people that were carrying guns were the protesters. That was not the case. You can see that nobody on the front line had any guns. Nobody was doing anything threatening. If they had any guns, they were in holsters on their sides. The only person that I've seen a picture of somebody was someone up on the overpass, and they have run that over and over again. And guess what? Most of those pictures were aerial views. They were shooting from a helicopter. They had a no-fly zone in the area. Everybody was hopelessly outgunned. It wasn't, they didn't stand down because they were outgunned. I'm glad there were people there that had guns. I'm glad there were people there that were backing us up. That's very important. We cannot lose that. That is a deterrence, and it can be a peaceful deterrence just like nuclear weapons. But let's go, well, we still have time. Let's go to this. Actually, we don't have time to play it now, do we? We're going to have a commercial break. So let's finish up with this. We're going to play it right after the commercial break. We're going to go right into Alex Jones's report. I wanted to read this report from Reuters that's up on Drudge. After Nevada ranch standoff, emboldened militia ask where next? In other words, like the militia, these people who were there as peaceful civil rights protesters are somehow the problem. Listen to this first paragraph. Flat on his belly in a sniper position, wearing a baseball cap and a flak jacket, a protester aimed his semi-automatic rifle from the edge of an overpass and waited as the crowd below stood its ground against U.S. federal agents in the Nevada desert. You read on and on and on this article. There is no mention of the fact that the federal agents were armed. There's no mention of the fact that they were pointing guns at people there all week. There's no mention of the brutality that went on, initiated by the federal government. Nobody that was there as a protester, nobody there that was watching what was going on and protesting it initiated any force against the federal government. But of course, you've got the Southern Poverty Law Center coming in and saying, laws, I guess, don't apply when the radical right doesn't agree with it. Well, we can have that discussion about what the laws are, but as Representative Stockman here in the U.S., in Texas, as well as U.S. Senator Rand Paul have both pointed out, this kind of escalation is totally unwarranted. Representative Stockman pointed out that whenever the government has to use force to enforce an order, they have to use, on a contract basis, local law enforcement authority. They should have been using the sheriff's department if they were going to do that. They should not have brought in contract killers. And then the only time they mention that the federal government has weapons is way down in the article where they quote Alex Jones. They describe him as a radio host, anti-government conspiracy theorist whose popular right-wing website, InfoWars, helped to popularize Bundy's dispute, called it a watershed moment. And this is what Alex said. He said, Americans showed up with guns and said, no, you're not, before confronting armed BLM agents. Only time in the piece that they're talking about the government agents being armed. Other than that, they're portrayed as peaceful bystanders who are just being set upon by an angry mob. That's the kind of distortion that they're putting out. But Alex went on and said, they said, shoot us, the protesters that is, and they didn't. And that was epic. And it is going to happen more. I hope it will happen more because people need to wake up, especially people on the left. They're trying to make this about they're buying into the hate. They're buying into the group division, pitting one group against another because, as I said before, because of religion or because of race or whatever. It's not about that. We cover stories about an out-of-control government, about abusive, authoritarian police state tactics, and the fact that the government is never called to account about that. We cover those stories all the time, all over the country. Usually it's in a city where this is happening. Usually it's to black people, you know, and we cover that. And we need to wake up. And we need to stand these people down. And we need to make sure they're going to follow the law. One of the things that made this work here was that they had something they could give up. They had the cattle that they could give up. In most cases, like I think the Occupy movement, the problem most protests is they don't have a clear objective. They don't offer the other side a way to step down. We need to offer them a way to step down, but it needs to be about something much broader than the cattle. But that's a good thing. If we got something right there, that's a good thing. We're going to be back, and we're going to play right away Alex Jones's groundbreaking story. The White House tells parents that children could be terrorists. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back. You need to hear this.
Uncover a simple privacy loophole that can stop the NSA spying thugs in their tracks at privacylockdown.com. The NSA has already shut down hundreds of sites, and to truth be told, they could shut down this operation at any time. See, the privacy loophole I'm about to show you allows you to make all your sensitive information disappear in the next 30 days or less. Go to privacylockdown.com now to take your life off the grid and see the loophole in the NSA and FBI spying machine before they close the loophole forever. Go to privacylockdown.com.
More and more people are discovering the incredible benefits of alkalizing the body, and there's no better product for it than AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops. Packed with a powerful combination of the most alkaline minerals and compounds, just a few drops in water will rid your body of harmful waste and give you more vibrance and vigor than you've had in years. Now buy 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
A 30-day GMO-free emergency food supply for only $99 at 30dayfoodsupply.com. You can purchase Oregon Trail Foods' 1-month supply of high-quality, nutritious, and healthy emergency meals for less than $100. These vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar pouches. They're completely free of any artificial flavors and colorings, have a 20-year shelf life, and take up to 70% less space than number 10 cans. They even offer a gluten-free option. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then passing the savings to you. Purchase a 30-day, 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99 this month, and $10 ships your entire order. Visit the website at 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com, where they make preparedness affordable. 30dayfoodsupply.com.
This is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water. For your preparedness storage or your home kitchen, purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com.
Listeners of GCN know governments and identity thieves around the world are illegally spying on our digital data. This puts you at risk of financial loss or potential targeting because of your political affiliation or spiritual beliefs. But now there's a new, free, and easy way to protect yourself. Regain your privacy and security now with Unseen. Unseen is a free digital communication service that offers email, chat, audio, and video calling, plus cloud storage. All secured with unparalleled encryption and is hosted in Iceland, where your data is protected by some of the strongest privacy laws in the world. For a limited time, GCN listeners get a 20% discount when upgrading to Unseen's premium service, which offers more storage and even greater security. Plus, get huge discounts when you buy multiple premium accounts. Perfect for your family, Bible study, political action group, or business. This isn't just your average radio ad. This is a call to action. You now have the power at your fingertips to stop Big Brother in his tracks. So why wait? Go to unseennow.com and take action today. That's unseennow.com.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight. Now, in the last segment, we just had Alex on, and he was talking about how yesterday Harry Reid emphasized that the peaceful protesters at the Bundy Ranch standoff were domestic terrorists. And then this morning, we have this breaking news from Homeland Security warning parents that confrontational children could become terrorists. As Alex said, the guns are no longer off in the distance. What we've been telling you for years is now coming in your face. Here's that report from Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you this was coming. I told you the Bundy Ranch situation could be the new 1776. The globalists openly have converted Homeland Security over to a system to wage domestic war on political enemies. It was set up for that. You've heard in the news about the documents that we and others got that the government admits are real, where they list gun owners, conservatives, libertarians, returning veterans, and Christians as the main terror threat. The FBI now admits that. That's who they're targeting. Not the globalists that are funding al-Qaeda publicly in Syria, Libya, and other areas. No, it's we the people. The Pentagon is trying to take on gun owners. This is a criminal takeover. Well, now Harry Reid, we have the video on Infowars.com, it's linked on DrudgeReport.com, came out last night and said he's talked to the head of the FBI, Homeland Security, all of them, that the Bundys basically are domestic terrorists. Their supporters are, who wanted to, quote, kill children. He actually says that. And they had automatic weapons. So, continuing here, ladies and gentlemen, he has now openly come out and said this, and we have the video right here on Infowars.com. So you need to go there. You can see the video on the site. Now, continuing, on top of that, White House counterterror chief says confrontational children could be terrorists, and the video is posted right there. I'm not joking. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what is really behind all of this? Look at this headline. New York Daily News. Kids suspended for bringing Nerf guns to school with teachers' permission. Kids get suspended if their neighbors see them playing with Nerf guns in their backyard. You can pull that article up. You say it makes no sense. You say it's crazy. You say it's nuts to claim that little kids are basically, some type of criminal for having guns, toy guns. Or you see these reports now saying that if a baby throws its bottle, that could be a major indicator that they're a terrorist. This is about making everyone criminal but the people running the system. This is about the rollout of a total authoritarian system, a total and complete nanny state, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what we're breaking down every day here at Infowars.com. What we're seeing is the branding of any type of even speech against tyranny as terrorism. The free speech zones, the NSA spying, all of it is part of this system. So before people make jokes, and I see folks making jokes in the comments saying these people are crazy, these people are nuts, if a dog's aggressive, is it a terrorist? You got to understand, this is social engineering. This is a plan they're rolling out. This is why if a kid makes the image of their finger as a gun, bang, bang, in school, they get arrested. This is why if you ask a cop why you've been pulled over, you get tasered or taken to jail. It's a paramilitary takeover. Okay, this is literal mind control where they're expanding terrorism to everyone. First they roll it out to fight Al-Qaeda, then they say forget about Al-Qaeda, it's for you and your family. And now they're going to continue to grab land under 121. They're going to continue to raise the taxes. They're going to continue to harass everybody until people start resisting. Then they're going to call it terrorism. Then they're going to stage terror attacks, blame it on their political opposition, and bring in martial law. This is their plan. This is what I keep warning you about. Please, for military, police, and others, understand what's happening. Understand that America is being shut down, deindustrialized, and the people are in a depression. And this is designed to create tension that the globalists can then basically use to bring in their next level of control. We've got to find a third way out of this. We've got to realize the globalist plan and the program that they're carrying out. David Knight's going to be hosting the show today. I'll be calling in repeatedly as well and doing work behind the scenes. Infowars.com for the free live feeds. And remember, if you're watching this transmission, you are the resistance to the foreign banks that have seized control of the government. These are their political commissar, political officers, literally taking over the society. It's really happening. Children, parents, don't trust your children. They could be terrorists. This is on mainstream news with the White House counterterrorism chief. This is really happening. This is really unfolding, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you it would. Homeland Security is the takeover arm to shut down America and bring in the New World Order. Similar systems have been set up worldwide. Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com. Get these stories out to people. This is a plan. They know what they're doing. This is a plan. Alex Jones again signing off.
We're going to be right back with Paul Joseph Watson. He wrote the articles about Harry Reid emphasizing that peaceful protesters against the police state were domestic terrorists, and the government Homeland Security pitting parents against children.